Hello. Hello, it's an absolute pleasure to be here on behalf of Magento. I've been following the previous presentations, Price Minister, Vente Privée, which are a very exciting presentation from a business perspective. I'm more going to talk about technology. Before you can start doing the business, you need to build a platform, and Magento is exactly about that. So I'm responsible for Magento Europe. We've established an operation here starting last year in September, covering the market. But before establishing a presence in Europe, Magento was quite already used and covered here in Europe. Let me go to the next slide. So Magento is quite a known name, although we're a small organization yet. It's nice to say that we are more Googled as the term e-commerce, to give you an idea of the coverage we have today. You can go on the Google Analytics and you'll find this trend. Today we are about 230 employees, but we're growing really, really fast. Not long ago, in 2007, we were 45 employees. And that's when the Magento story really started. So Magento was born out of a club that started in Los Angeles in 2001. This was called Varian. And they were implementing e-commerce projects for customers quite early in the cycles. And that's probably one of the key success factors why Magento is so popular these days, is because it's been built by merchants that had experience on how to build e-commerce sites in the very early days. What happens between 2001 and 2007 was that there was a big frustration of using a product that was not at the level of what a merchant that wants to establish a presence to do e-commerce would expect. So in 2007, the club in Los Angeles started an open source project called Magento, and they brought out the first open source version late in 2007, which was called Magento, the Community Edition. Since then, in 2009, we launched a professional edition and an enterprise edition, which are aimed for some professional use, and the success has been quite wild. As you can see, we have more than 90,000 merchants using our platform, our software platform, to establish a presence on the e-commerce site, and this goes from very small shops to some very large corporations. When I say 90,000, this doesn't mean that we have 90,000 customers, because our community edition is free. You can download it from the web and you can start working it. It's good for small shops. If you're a bigger merchant, you would like to go to the enterprise edition, which comes with what we call a subscription. Let's move on. I'm going to speak a bit about the e-commerce ecosystem, which is a large ecosystem, as you will discover. Of course, about a merchant, which is really important. A little bit about, we want to position ourselves as at the core, the center of what happens in e-commerce. A bit about the experience and some customer success. So the ecosystem from an e-commerce perspective is quite broad. You have the software, of course, but the whole ecosystem around is quite important. You have, your ERP system. You may have a manufacturing behind that. You have inventory. You have an accounting system, you have finance, you have web content, you have some product pictures that are living quite dynamically on the web, and you need to do marketing, which is quite important, as I will mention later on, and of course you have customer support and services. So the ecosystem around Magento consists of what we call, first, we're building amazing products. The products needs to be good. And the products that our customers, with the help of our partners, are building needs to be as differentiated as possible. Our open source model enables us to have great innovation. The success of Magento comes because our product is so rich in features and functions that it won't be possible for one team, out of Los Angeles to build all of this functionality themselves. That's where the open source business model comes in place. Thanks to the open source, we have all of the developers around the world that are actively participating in the developing of our software. And I'm going to talk a little bit further about the development model about that. But innovation and some very rich features that you will find in our product is a result of that. Then, of course, without which we would not exist, are our solution partners. The solution partners are those companies that are implementing our products. They are the consultants, the developers, the hosting companies that are developing the product and actually making a real website, integrating it with ERP systems around. On this fair, if you go to booth number E31, we have several of our partners there, for instance. Idral here in Spain. We have the Academy, which provides consulting. There is a hosting provider. And we have several other partners around the show over here. Our industry partners, those are all of the ecosystem partners. For instance, you need search engine capabilities. You need dynamic email marketing companies. You need hosting companies. You need connectivity to the ERP systems of the world. All of that is what we categorize into our industry partners. You need payment solutions around the e-commerce platform. That's what we call our industry partners. And then, of course, we have the community, which is quite important from an open source perspective. At the center of that, you have the merchant, which is, of course, where it's all about it. So, around the platform, what articulates around it, you have supplementing technology offered by our industry partners, ERP systems, payment services, email services, and others. We have our implementation partners. Those are the people that will customize our software so they make it unique for you to do business on. And we have about 225 of these partners worldwide. Interesting is that about 150 of those, more than 60%, are based in Europe. So we have a very big ecosystem here in Europe. And then we have the hosting environment. You need some servers to run the website on and the e-commerce platform on, and that's what we call our hosting environment. I'm going to talk about our Magento enterprise product, our Magento mobile product, because the future of e-commerce will be much more mobile than it's on the browser on the web, and our Magento Go product that we've just launched. But before I go there, let's talk a little bit about the customer. So every store should be unique, because there is one thing to build a nice web store you can do some business on. The other thing is that you need to attract some visitors, which is already a challenge. And once you have your visitors, it's not finished, it only starts. You want to make sure that those visitors buy your product, that you convert them into a customer. To do so, you need a lot of functionality. You need some marketing functionality, you need some great design. You want to make sure that your shop is different than other shops, that when a person comes on your website, he has quite of a unique experience. Yesterday evening I was at an event of one of our partners in Belgium, and it's in Belgium that Magento Europe is located, and they made a very interesting analogy about creating an e-commerce site is pretty much like creating a physical shop. If you create your physical shop out in the countryside, you need to think about how do I get people to the shop. And once you have people in the shop, you have to think, how will I make them buy? Well, the dynamics on an e-commerce perspective are very much the same. So our solution really is first based on an open source platform. The open source strength is it's a development model. It's a software development model. So we have hundreds of developers around the world that participating in making the product very rich in capabilities, and also it makes it a very innovative platform. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the development model in a minute. Our main products are Magento Enterprise, Magento Mobile, and Magento Go, which I'm going to speak a little bit more. We've just launched this product about a month ago in Los Angeles at our show. This is how it works. So some people may think, oh, open source. Some developers out there in the sky, then love happens, and some code falls down the sky. That's not how it happens, The open source model is a very, it's a very structured model, actually. It's a development model and it's a distribution model. From a development perspective, what happens is that we have our community project, which is called our Magento Community Edition, and it's a project. And then we have a product, which is called Magento Enterprise. That's a product. Around the project, what we have, it's open source, so it's free. You can download it. Everyone can download it. You go on the website now, you can download Magento Community, and you can start playing with it. Either you are a developer, and we are written in PHP. We are using the Zen framework, and if you want to optimize your site, you can use the Zen server. By the way, Zen is present here at the conference as well. But if you are a developer, you can start looking at the code, you can contribute to the code, you can talk to our developers in Los Angeles or in Ukraine, and you can tell them, oh, I'll do this in a different way. And by doing that, we enrich our platform. Now, all of this enrichment actually helps to have a great base product. The base project is used to derive products from there. So from our community edition, we have the enterprise edition, where we add functionality based on the requirements we get from our customers, from our partners. We add functionality that would be difficult to develop in an open source fashion. We provide technical support. We certify the product on the databases, the operating system. We certify the payment bridge to be PADSS compliant, for instance. We do quality assurance. We work a lot on the performance, because important is the performance. That's a main differentiator. If you are using the community edition, that's good for a small business, but if you really want, some power and speed behind that, you'll probably move to the enterprise edition. And the process between the community edition and the enterprise edition is a very, structured process that gives all the guarantees that you want. So the major differences between community and enterprise are that, on the community project, it's fully open source. It's more for test and experimentation. Even though if you are running a small web shop, you can use it. It will be okay. But if you are more of a professional and you really want to be professional on the web, you will use the enterprise edition. The enterprise edition, it's enterprise level. It's a certified payment bridge, PCI compliant, for instance. Community is not. It's feature rich. There are many more features. You have warranty, you have support, and all of that. So let's have a look at the enterprise product. So the enterprise product is unique, and the fact that we are more Googled than e-commerce is because Magento is a new generation product. If you look, e-commerce exists now for more than 10 years around. If you look at the first, and still you have many of those first generation products around the market. So those are old architectures, very expensive, very difficult to develop with, or the alternative you have is to build it yourself. Building it yourself, I can assure you, is very costly and is a nightmare. So Magento is a very modern, it was built in 2007, first release. We are continually evolving it, and the unique point is that out of the box, really, by either downloading the product or acquiring a subscription of our enterprise edition, you have some great functionality from the marketing side. As I've said, building the website is a small part. The big part is making sure that people come to your website. People come again to your website. And we have unique marketing tools that are in the product, just ready to be used. We have a very product catalog, we have good tools to enhance the consumer experience and the design. We have great back-end integration, and we have, of course, fantastic performance and scalability. Some of the tools that you will need is, tools to make promotions, tool to make sure that you have product suggestions to do upselling and cross-selling, wish lists, gift certificates. I think that the previous speaker from Price Minister and especially before from Vente Privée, he said it, it's the experience, the passion that people want when they go to your website. If you go to a one brand website, you want to have a lot of dynamic there. You don't want to see the same thing every time you go. So when you come, if the website recognizes you and it suggests some products or tell you this is what other products are buying or what other people are buying, that's what makes a website dynamic. All of this comes out of the box in Magento. upsell and cross-sell, of course, very important. So here you have like, a shoe, Tom's website here, where you can see on the part that we have, for instance, functionality to say these are the top-selling shoes, and this is the shoes you may also like that we have derived based on your profile. Managing the product catalog is quite important. The product is the core of what you sell. That again is completely integrated in the product, easy to use. You don't need to be a programmer to update it. You can just be a normal, product manager, and you can play around and use our tool. Personalized content, again, you want your buyers or your visitors to be treated as unique visitors, as unique, profiles on, and all of that is in the software. What comes with the Magento Enterprise product is the PADSS compliant. The Community Edition is not certified, so whatever payment solution you implement there, it's not a PCI compliant solution. The Enterprise solution has completely been audited and is fully PCI compliant. So here you have another nice shop. It's a nice picture there. The guy there in the picture, I saw some recognize him. This is our CTO, Yoav, so he's the brain behind the product. But this shop, Zeni, they used another solution before, some other software, and they've switched about 6 months ago to Magento. Well, since they switched to Magento, they've experienced, 30% increase in their orders, to tell you that the features that we provide are really important. They have an average, visitors of 40,000 visitors, but that means that at some peak days, they have 80,000 visitors. At some peak days, when their sales are going on, they are processing 20,000 orders a day out of this website. And that has been a fantastic 20,000 orders a day of glasses, just imagine, So yes, we have customers. We do have big brands, we have small brands, we have local shops, we have multinational shops. I'd like to go through a few of them because that's what's really going. The North Face is a very nice shop. First because, it's outdoors, it's very appealing. And yes, the fashion industry is a very dynamic industry. But I have a lot of examples to show you that it's not only the fashion industry that's doing e-commerce. But the North Face is a nice example. That's the North Face Europe. Before they were using IBM WebSphere. They switched from IBM to Magento. They're very happy. They're also using our mobile product. This is the iPhone version of Magento, and it's a very nice shop to visit. And they're doing well selling actually. Smartbox, another type. It's not fashion. A very successful site. Some chocolates are also using Magento. Many brands. Some more shoes here. Some flowers, even flowers you sell over the web, and even flower providers are using Magento. And again, even to sell flowers, getting good marketing techniques and functionality is going to help a lot. The Swatch Group is using Magento. The Swatch Group, they recently started in the US, in New York. They started the first project on Tissot. I don't have a watch, but the Tissot brand started. Then Longines started secondly, and now we are working with the Swatch Group to move all of their brands on Magento. So, from small to big, I can tell you Magento is quite popular those days. But even television, this is French television, as our French friends will recognize here. They're using Magento as well from an e-commerce perspective, from their tele-shopping pricing. That's an amazing shop. This is I realize you can't read what's there. It's in German. This is from Deutsche Telekom. So this is called the software load site from Deutsche Telekom. And all they do is sell software for tablets, for Android tablets, and some other. It's a very, very dynamic website. They're selling a lot. And I like this example because out of the box, Magento also can sell, digital products. So it's not about physical products like, shoes or pens or flowers or chocolate. It's also about digital content is a capability that comes, in our product standard. Media marts. I don't know if there are media marts in Spain. In the rest of Europe, they're very famous. Yes, they are. Thank you. And they're also a Magento user. 3M. That's a business-to-business example. So even in the business world, from a business-to-business appliance perspective, Magento is a good fit. And cameras can also be sold over the web, as you know. And even from a plane perspective, this is the Airbus shop that when they launched the Airbus A380, they did in a Magento implementation for all of the merchandising around the A380 shop. And just a few weeks ago, we had an airline, it's the KLM airline, that also became a Magento customer for all their duty-free and in-flight shopping perspective. Now this is a customer that I really like. It's called Warner Music. It's very, it's exciting, it's very sexy. Warner Music, they have a huge catalog of artists. They have a global reach. They have local markets to reach. They have, a lot to sell. And they've established a special approach for, several countries in Europe. So they've started now with, France, Germany, UK, Spain, Italy. They're expanding a lot in the rest of Europe with a unique site. And I wanted to share a few things here. So all of this has been implemented on Magento. The nice thing, if you go on Warner Music on the site, you can not only buy, physical tracks, CDs, but you can also buy digital tracks. You can download music or videos. You can buy some merchandise, T-shirts from your famous artist. You can buy tickets for a concert. You can join the fan club. Or there even are some competition where you can earn some points and then buy some merchandising. Now what's unique about the site is that you can combine all that in one shopping basket. So you can go on the Warner Music site, you can buy a few CDs, a few digital tracks, some tickets for the concert and 3 T-shirts in one basket. Sign off, you pay, and then you're going to get some CDs delivered through the post. You can download your music, you get your tickets to the mail that you can actually even print out locally if you want, and you're a member of the fan club of your favorite artist. Now on top of that, you also have the capability that each of the artists of Warner Music, they have their own website within Magento. And that's a unique demonstration of the multi-shops that you can do with Magento. So, if you go to the main site, you can buy the music from all of the artists. But you can then go to your famous artists. You can go to the Phil Collins site, for instance. I've just read that he retired, he said. You can go to the website, you can find his blog there. James Blunt, Green Day, just a few of the artists, and there are plenty of Spanish artists as well. Each of these artists have their website on Magento as well, within this first instance. Now, this was implemented through a partner of ours, Session Digital. And what's interesting is that they have more than 400,000 products, digital music files, ticketing, chart, we have a chart reporting. Now, when I say that Magento is very affordable, all of this, they pay per year about $17,000 for the software. So it's a subscription model. All they use is 2 servers, $70,000 of subscription per year, and that's what's running Magento. So for Warner Music. So it's a very affordable price, and we are really disrupting the e-commerce phase. This is why this presentation is called Changing the Face of E-commerce, because before this was not possible. You either had to spend a lot of money for very expensive software coming from those big companies like Oracle or IBM, or you have to spend a lot of money developing it all yourself. Now for a very affordable price, you have it all there. Magento Mobile, it's another product very quickly. We have 3 platforms available, Android, iPhone and iPad. It's very easy to use. You just take a subscription and it will work from the website that you have. So it works only with Magento Enterprise or Community actually as well. It's very simple to use. It's very efficient and it's very affordable. You know, going mobile will cost you only 600 euros per year. So that's, you know, like about 50 euros a month, and your website is on your iPhone, on iPad, or on an Android platform. It works easily. You know, you get your application through the iTunes Store or through the App Store for the Android platform. So again, we are kind of disrupting the market with our approach, because I don't know if some of you have implemented mobile solution. These tend to be complex. Here it's, again, out of the box. And it's very resource efficient and affordable. All right, our last product, this is a very new product. This was launched last month. This is called Magento Go. Magento Go is a SaaS product. So SaaS being software as a service. So it's a fully hosted solution. You cannot buy the software. What you buy is a subscription, and then you load up your products, your pictures, your pricing, and you start doing business. So it's a very easy way to do. It's very cheap. So instead of using the Magento community version, for instance, which you're going to have to, you know, implement, it's probably going to be much better to use Magento Go. So Magento Go is a, you know, it's a hosted solution. It's very cheap. It comes with four programs, from $15 per month, which is about, you know, 12 euros a month. The dollar is getting really cheap, to like $125 a month, depending on how many products you want to load, how many, you know, bandwidth you want. So it's there. You don't have to do development, and all of these products are available through our partner network as well. So it's our partners that can customize this product. So with this, we also help you with training and with our partner network. And I really thank you for your attention. I think my time is over. If you want to get a great e-commerce experience, try it out. You can download Magento or go to our website and have a look at Magento Go and join our thousands of customers. Thank you very much for your attention. Good.